Welcome back, everyone. On tonight's video, we are going to attempt to get rid of that obnoxious squeak, bang, rattle, and clang that comes from these A-arm bushings. Like I've said before, low budget operation, so we got our kit here that we ordered off the old eBay. We're gonna get into it. So hope you guys get something out of this. Enjoy. So we're going to tear into this project. It's not going to get accomplished in one evening because Kim Girl does have ball practice tonight, but that stuff's starting to wind down. So we are hopefully going to get some more trail footage. But in the meantime, trying to get Yeller Feller squared away. So we're going to go ahead and jack her up first, get the wheels and tires off of her, and hopefully we can just take this, it's hard to do backwards, take this shock off and pry this up and get the bushings out of the way and replace the new ones and see what we got to do with that lower one. Hopefully we ain't got to tear axle and all that apart, but we'll know a little bit more once we dive a little further into her. This here, folks, be the problem. I don't know how well you can see that, but that bushing is shot. So we are going to put the jack stands under here, but we're going to make sure it's not under anything on the suspension because we want the suspension to drop as low as we can get it. So we'll put them back here to where they're kind of on the frame. There's a couple little slots back in there to catch them. And we'll leave the jack under the front just for security. That should allow the suspension to stay as low as we can get it. So the first thing we're going to do now that we got the jack stands under it and got the pressure down off the suspension is we're going to pull this shock bolt out and we're going to get this thing up out of the road. So once you get the nut off, you should be able to feel that you can just kind of grab, shake up on this A-arm, and it'll loosen that bolt out and you should be able to shove it right out. And now that it's out, I just like to put the bolt back through and put the nut back on the same way that I took it out, which I won't have to have two hands to do, but that way I don't lose anything and I know which way that it goes back in. So I got the world's longest bungee cord up there, wrapped a few times, back there, holding that shock up out of the way. Hopefully you guys have a shorter one laying around than I do, but anyways, I got another small floor jack that I put underneath the ball joint just to take where I can manipulate this up and down a little bit if I need to. But the next thing we're going to do is pop this top A-arm off. Those are both 15 millimeters, as was the shock when I took it off. All right, so we got the upper A-arm bolts out. I lay them down on the ground the way that I took them out, and this baby should be loose. Yep, no issues there. We should be able to pop it up just enough, get the retainer keeper off, and get this side replaced in this side. If you're liking this video so far and you are getting some out of it and it is helping you, do me a favor and help me by hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's go. See if we can't get them sleeves out of there. I'll take a screwdriver that I already misplaced. See if we can't just work them things out of there. Got a set of needle nose here. Oh, look at there. There went the sleeve from the inside. And let's see if we can't pop that back side one out. Just stick a screwdriver on it. Give her a little love tap. Should come right out. Bada bang, bada boom, just like that. That one's out. They definitely look pretty wore. So the uppers are out, front and back. I don't know if you can see this, but they are pretty shot. See that upper one up in there where that bushing is just shot. So we're gonna get all this garbage cleaned up, clean the inside of this rail, and we'll put the new ones in and get her put back together. All right, so we got everything cleaned up. Got that Zerk where you're gonna be able to get grease back on it. Got the retainer clips all degreased the best that I could. Got the new sleeves, new bushings. Go like this. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna shoot and put just a little bit of grease on them things, just to make them smoother. You're gonna put grease in there anyways. Put a cap on both ends. That one on there. I'll clean that one up a little bit. Just make sure you ain't got no dirt, grime, or anything on there. We don't want squeaks. That's why we changed it to begin with. That one in there. Take your greased up sleeve and slide her right in. And there she'd be. We'll do the same to this side. A little bit of grease on there. A little lube. Get these, make sure we clean, nice and clean. Get your caps. One in the back side. One on this side. Get your sleeve. And she ought to pop right in. Like so. And we'll get her right back in there where she goes. Like so. Take our bolts. And actually, before I do put these back in, I'm gonna take a wire brush and clean these up just a little bit. That one was getting a little warm taking her out. Forgot the retainer clips. I'm gonna take these back out, put these clips on. I don't know what I was thinking. You guys are supposed to stop me. Got the front bolt in, got the back one started. You really want to make sure, get back here with the flashlight, make sure those are lined up really well, because with the new bushings and sleeves, it's a really tight fit. Now that I got it started, now I got to get the back side in. Just give her a wiggle, give her a tap. I don't want to take it all the way through yet, so I can get the nut started on it, because there's a piece of plastic back here. Get it on there. Go ahead and get my wrench on it. Like so. And then we can finish. There we go. Then we'll take the ratchet, tighten that baby on up. Alright, so we got the uppers installed. That one's done. That one over there is done. Sure, there's probably a torque setting on those. I go by Ooga Boogas around here, and I gave her one Ooga Booga because it is a bushing. Don't want to over Ooga Booga it. It might be too tight. But anyways, I'm sure somewhere online you can find a torque spec for those. I just tightened her up to where I thought was snug. I'm good to go. So that's enough for one night. We are off to softball practice. So when I get to do the lowers around in there, it's always backwards in the camera. I'll bring you back and we'll dive into that. All right, folks, it's a new day. We're gonna try to finish up this project. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the bottom A-arm bushings. Probably show you that in a little bit of detail, and then probably not show you the other side because it'll be the repeat of this side But anyways, keep watching, and we're gonna finish the front and then dive into the rear. So just like the uppers, these lowers are both 15 millimeter also. So these lower bolts, not near as bad as the uppers. They look in pretty good shape. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to try to lift this up enough to just pull these out, maybe swing this around where we can work on them a little bit easier. Should come out fairly easy, like that. Set her back on the jack, and then we should be able to get out here, get these replaced. And the replacement on these, I'm not going to bore you with all that. It'll be just like the uppers. Got the retainer clips on there. Pop them out, clean it up real good, put the new ones in, and then we'll slap her back together. All right, folks, so got the bottom side done. A couple little tricks for you. When you go to put this A-arm back in after you get your new bushings in, loosen up these top ones to give you a little bit of slop to force that back up in there. And then down in here to getting these bolts put back in, I just took a little punch and put inside of there to help line that hole back up. And because with those little retainer keepers, it is a little bit tight trying to get that back in there. But once I got it up in there and got this punch in there and got it wiggled around, bolt went right back through. Pretty much done on this side. I'm gonna put the shock back on. First, I'm gonna hit those zerks. I'm gonna grease it up while that shock's out of the road. Put the shock back on. All right, so we got the driver's side bushings all done. I will warn you that the upper on the driver's side, back in the back, that nut, there's a plug way in behind here that you can pop out and actually get to it from inside. I fought it for a little bit without trying to take that plug out. Just a lot easier, just go ahead and take it out. So anyways, gonna put the shock back down, get the wheels and tires slapped back on it, and move on to the rear. On second thought, folks, it's been a long week. I'm tired, and it's time for a cold beer. So this video is long enough anyways. I think on the rear we'll do that in a separate episode. So hope this video helped you guys. Got any questions about changing those bushings on the front end, drop it in the comments. I'll get back with you. And as always, please keep liking, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.